Well done is better than well said. Benjamin Franklin's words carry a certain weight, a quiet truth that settles in when you really let them breathe. Let's pause with them for a moment. Visualize someone you know well. Maybe it's someone who has promised you something, declared grand intentions, used lovely soaring words. Hold that scene in your mind. Now, gently, let the image soften and shift. Instead of the echoing sound of those words, picture their actions, day in, day out, quietly and steadily demonstrating that promise unfolding. See it not in declarations, but in their consistent presence. Feel the subtle but undeniable weight of that within your own heart. Because perhaps it's within this quiet, consistent demonstration, far beyond any grand statement, that the deepest truths of our lives are whispered and lived. Words, oh words, they're such a fascinating currency, aren't they? Easily exchanged, beautifully shaped, effortlessly sent out into the world. Promises trip off the tongue like water flowing downhill. Declarations of love, vows of loyalty, commitments to change, all woven from the very air we breathe out. It's simple, isn't it? To form the syllables, craft the phrases, to make the sound. And yes, words can comfort, they can inspire, they can even begin a journey. But think for a moment, if you will, of what truly shapes the landscape of our lives. Is it the words whispered in the wind, or the footprints deliberately placed upon the earth? Consider for a moment the simple act of friendship. A friend in need, as the saying goes. Words can pour forth with ease, can't they? I'm here for you. Anything you need, just say the word. Kind words, certainly. But then, visualize a different scenario. No grand pronouncements. Instead, imagine a quiet hand appearing at just the right moment to help carry a burden. Soup left on a doorstep when sickness hits. A listening ear offered patiently without interruption, late into a worry-filled night. These aren't announced, they are simply done. These are actions whispering a truth that words can only strive to emulate. They speak in a language deeper than syllables and syntax. They communicate in the raw, undeniable currency of human experience itself. Or think about growth, about change. How often do we declare our intentions? This year, I'm going to be healthier. I'll learn a new skill. I'll finally pursue my passion. These are wonderful starting points, necessary even. They paint a vision, a direction. But the vision alone won't carry us there, will it? It's the slow, deliberate unfurling of action that bridges the gap between dream and reality. The morning walks taken when the couch beckons. The dedicated practice when learning feels awkward and slow. The courageous small steps taken into uncharted territory. These are the actions that truly sculpt us, reshaping our very landscape from the inside out. Because words, lovely and necessary as they can be, also hold a certain slipperiness. They can be bent and molded, twisted and repurposed. Promises are broken like delicate glass. Declarations can ring hollow. It's all too easy to mistake the shimmering surface for the substantial depth beneath. We can convince ourselves, and perhaps even others, with the sheer force and conviction of our pronouncements. We can craft narratives that paint us in the light we desire to be seen in. But deep down, a quiet unease might linger, a subtle dissonance between the world presented in words and the one carved out in actions. There is, in essence, an undeniable authenticity in action, a purity that words often struggle to match. Actions, stripped bare of pretense, reveal the truest architecture of our hearts. Think about it this way. Words can be beautifully tailored garments, easily slipped on and off, sometimes concealing what lies beneath. But actions are like the slow, steady reveal of bone structure, the unyielding framework that truly holds us upright. They reveal our grit, our patience, our underlying commitment to what truly matters. They speak of character, etched not in fleeting ink, but in the enduring substance of who we truly are, beneath the surface. Actions possess a language all their own. It's the silent dialogue of a parent, gently rocking a fretful child, hour after hour. It's the determined, quiet persistence of an artist, returning again and again to the canvas until the vision takes form. It's the consistent, understated dedication of someone caring for an ailing loved one, day in and day out, unnoticed by the grandstands, but deeply felt in the intimate space of a shared life. These are not pronouncements. They are sustained notes in the melody of existence. They resonate with a truth that reverberates through the quiet corridors of the soul. And what if we began to consciously cultivate this language of action in our own lives? What if we intentionally chose to let our actions precede and gently support our words, rather than the other way around? This isn't about grand, theatrical gestures. It's often the smaller, more understated movements that carry the most potent meaning. It's the consistency of small kindnesses that builds bridges, the quiet reliability that cultivates trust, the daily efforts poured into our passions that eventually blossom into something truly substantial. Imagine for a moment the transformative potential of simply being a person of your word. Not in the flashy, boastful way, but in the quiet, steadfast living of it. To say you will do something, and then, with unwavering intention, to do it. Think of the silent confidence that begins to root within, the genuine self-respect that blossoms when our actions align, day after day, with the values we claim to hold dear. It's not about perfection, of course. We are human, prone to missteps and course corrections. But even in imperfection, in the gentle art of trying again, of aligning our path back to our intended course through action, we demonstrate something profoundly important: a willingness to learn, a commitment to integrity, beyond mere declarations. So, as you move through your days, perhaps take a moment to become more attuned to the subtle language of action, both in yourself and in the world around you. Notice the quiet power in demonstrated commitment, in the understated beauty of consistent effort. Because it is here, in the unfolding of action, that we discover the truest measure of our hearts and build the substance of lives lived with quiet, resounding meaning. It reminds you, perhaps, of that enduring truth whispered through time. Well done, truly, is always better than well said.